Welcome to Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. I'm Evan J. Cholfin from Lexhammer, where we help the brands that help you live healthier. Today I'm joined by Heather Nantes, CEO of Epsom-it. Changing how people experience the benefits of Epsom salt. Heather, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. What inspired you to transform traditional Epsom salt into a convenient lotion format?
Sure. So I'm actually the third person to really own this formula, the first one to really bring it into a brand. And the concept of the formula was started by a gentleman named Paul Greenfield, who was an avid runner and wanted to take an Epsom salt bath that in a bottle. And he wanted a convenient alternative. That kind of concept was almost 20 years ago now. And then we've really taken it wholeheartedly into what it is now today, really over the past 4 or 5 years. We've got a nerve product line, a muscle product line, foot care product. But at the high level, it's about taking Epsom salt and turning it into concentrated, convenient, easy to use products, and
That's
mostly
great.
lotions.
And what makes Epsomit's formula unique in the pain relief market?
Sure. So the first is actually we're not a drug. So Epsom salt is natural under FDA kind of concepts, if you will, yet it's been around for 400 years and is really based on magnesium sulfate, which is a natural mineral, and it works by penetrating the skin through the hair follicles to promote blood flow at the source of where you put it. And so we're really leaning into the natural history of Epsom salt to bring it to customers in an easy to use, convenient product line in our concentrated lotions.
And I understand you've sold over 1 million bottles. Is that right?
Yeah, so we have the brand was really kind of my COVID project, if you will, and learning Amazon and how to bring this great formula to customers was kind of something that I really fell in love with during COVID. And we've sold over 1 million bottles of the formula. Previous to my involvement, the brand was actually private labeled by Morton Salt. So they were licensing this formula and it was known as the Morton Salt Epsom Salt Lotion. Morton Salt got acquired in 2017, and that's when this formula became available for sale, but also an opportunity to really build out a brand and additional products to fit that brand. And so that's really the path and the project and the challenge that we've taken on over the past few years.
That's really interesting. So, when that became available, how did you acquire that?
Actually worked with my father and is a charming gentleman by the name of Dave Wilbur, who's in his early 80s. And he and I partnered in 2019 to start from scratch with basically an Excel spreadsheet and building out the brand post Morton Salt days. So again, that's where we kind of dug in from nothing, but we knew that this was a big branding problem and a really big distribution and sales problem, bringing these great products and formula back to customers. So that's the fun challenge of what we've taken on. But it's also been really interesting because we know at the end of the day, the sales potential, because it was private label by Morton Salt, of what this brand could be. And obviously, today we're in over 10,000 retail stores. We're the number one Epsom salt lotion brand on Amazon. So definitely making great inroads and bringing our great products to every American in the country, but there's certainly way more to go.
And what key problem would you say that you're solving for customers?
A lot of people don't have an Epsom salt bath. They don't have a bathtub, they can't get into a bath, they don't have time for a bath. And there's definitely a market for the convenience of Epsom salt baths. There's also one for more natural product line to help with their muscle, nerve, foot discomfort. We certainly fit into that category. And the final is there's this concept called neuropathy, which is a really big issue for people who undergo chemotherapy, especially 60% of people that get chemotherapy get neuropathy, and it's numbness in your hands and your feet. Epsom salt's very effective in kind of helping with a lot of that discomfort. Obviously, every person should consult their doctor kind of individually, if you will, but from our perspective, we see a lot of great testimonials and customers saying that's a great use case for our product. And we're really enjoying being able to help anyone from the weekend warrior to the neuropathy sufferer to anyone who just got a general backache from walking around Disney World, or they're weekend activities. So our product line fits the large gamut of customers across different customer segments.
It's amazing. How did you develop the different formulations for muscle recovery versus nerve relief?
So there's definitely different additives that you can kind of put into the original concentrated magnesium sulfate formula. The muscle product was the original product, and it contains arnica, which helps a little bit of swelling for your muscles. That's a great additive. And for the nerve product line, we made it more concentrated. So it's 25% magnesium sulfate, whereas the muscle product line is 20. And the nerve product contains a little bit of capsaicin for warmth when you put it on, as well as aloe vera and arnica. And then foot product, which is our fastest growing product, contains a little bit of urea, which helps with the toughness of your skin's feet. And a lot of people use our foot products for kind of helping them go to bed at night, sleep better, general foot discomfort, and they put it on really nightly before they go to bed at night. So that's a really fast growing product line for us. More to come, definitely across the niche products, but it's really about taking our core formula, what additives you can put into them that really amplify kind of the customer benefits, and making sure that there's a great customer demand for that as well.
Yeah, for sure. What's been the response from athletes like Fast Eddie Rousseau to your products?
Fast Eddie's the original kind of adopter of our product. He is an older gentleman, kind of early 80s, 90s. He started in his 80s, he's getting older. And he is the world record holder for the ultra marathon for his age category. And he is, I think, our largest supporter of the convenience of Epsom-it, and used it for all of his races. But he's also a great role model in that he uses it for a lot of different use cases. So obviously as part of his races, but also part of his general workout recovery, and even just to help him sleep at night. That's where he's got a lot of use cases for the product. He certainly aligns more on the general use cases with a lot of other customers, but there is definitely an ultra runner market that we see as a result of his fandom as well.
Oh, that's cool. How has being made in the USA impacted your business and product quality?
Yeah, so I think we're lucky, for lack of a better situation. This product line was built largely during COVID. That's when I got involved with the brand. Again, this was my COVID project. Obviously, no longer is, it's a full business now. But with all the disruptions that came from COVID, the US kind of product manufacturing was the most accessible for us as a startup brand at the time. So we consciously and unconsciously made everything here in the US. We've been really lucky with our vendor partners in that as we've grown, we've been able to have great deal partnerships to make sure that our products remain here in the US. I will say if there's anything I've learned over the past 4 or 5 years is that Americans really care about their products being made in the US and what they're putting on their skin and the quality behind it. And so at this point in time, we're really committed to being in the US. We've partnered with Walmart on their Made in the USA initiatives, as well as a couple other retailers. Yeah, we're very unusual in the consumer product space to be made in the US. We're certainly proud of it. We've got a lot of people's jobs that we've touched, everything across this product line from components to formulas to obviously marketing. But yeah, we've got over 45 people that touch this brand all in the US.
And I'm curious, also talking about formulation, what made you decide to add aloe vera to the formulations?
So aloe vera was added because the concentration of our product is the key differentiator. We are 400 times more concentrated than a lot of our competitors. And as a result of being so concentrated, our product is very salty, for lack of a better description. And salt can be quite drying, is commonly understood. And so we've added aloe vera to that. I will say that, you know, the negatives of salt is drying, the positives is it's also really what makes our product, in many cases, efficacious and useful. So you want that kind of salt component to be visible in order for you, it's a great product.
That makes a lot of sense. So, who would you say is your ideal customer profile based on your success so far?
Sure. So we have kind of three key profiles. The first is the neuropathy customer or the customer suffering from general nerve discomfort. That can be as you're getting older, side effect of chemotherapy. They're really kind of 50s plus, and they're buying our nerve product line on average every kind of month or two. And typically, this customer puts a product on nightly before they go to bed at night to help with their tingly nerve sensations. The other is certainly the athlete, the general active customer. You see the overlap with the fast eddies and the runners of the world, and those customers that are using the product for their workout recoveries. That's really a great fit for our muscle product line. And the third segment is aging discomfort. So this is just general aging that customers that might have that random pain relief product or kind of product that would be Epsom salt bag in their bathroom, they would be reaching for this product alternatively. And those can be a huge range. I mean, some people have that product in their 20s or their 30s from Epsom salt, and other people have it in their 70s because they need it after an active weekend with their grandkids or something. My favorite part of this business is certainly reading all the great testimonials. It's great to see someone be like, now I can walk around Disney World with my grandchildren and have less foot discomfort at the end of the day because I've got your product in my suitcase to use. And we've certainly got a lot of people that use the products nightly and they sleep better. You know, we have people that use our products because it doesn't smell, and everything else on the market really is a turnoff from a scent perspective for them. And not only is the product with great concentrated magnesium sulfate, but it's certainly greaseless and fragrance free as well.
We touched a little bit we touched a little bit on the brand. I would love to kind of know what are some of the biggest challenges in developing the brand.
Sure. So the biggest challenges are we're competing against gigantic companies, essentially, with huge financial resources. If you think of the BioFreezes or the Icy Hots or the Procter and Gambles of the world, where we've got a great innovative product line, but as far as brand awareness, customer consideration, you have to make sure your message is reaching all the right people with those key players in the market. I firmly believe that the market's big enough for everyone. So there's a lot of opportunity out there for products like ours. I do believe in staying in our own lane. So we are really making sure that we're bringing our products to where the customers are, whether or not that's online or in stores, as well as educating the customer through social media, through newsletters, through email campaigns, as well as partnerships with health practitioners or press outlets. It's really about brand awareness, and in order for customers like ours, we've also launched some great new TV commercials that are in the market that are doing quite well. So touching on all the different opportunities for customers to learn about products like ours is our biggest challenge, but it's also our biggest opportunity.
Yeah. And how did you overcome the traditional perception that Epsom salt works only in baths?
So it's actually that was pretty easy. Epsom salt's been around for 400 years. There's this concept that your grandmother knew about it in many cases. It's got a lot of revitalization with the TikTok of magnesium and magnesium education out there, which is overlapped really well with the Epsom salt market. And sometimes grandmas know best, if you will. We've been educating people, but also leaning into that history and that common understanding of Epsom salt and magnesium. Our Epsom salt is the same thing as magnesium sulfate, and magnesium is the second most popular supplement here in the US. First is fish oil, and so that's created a lot of opportunity for the next generation, and us that we've been able to lean into.
Yeah, you talked a bit about education. What challenges have you faced in educating customers about your unique formula?
Yeah, the challenges are certainly making sure that customers know we're not a drug. We're certainly more like natural alternative to being a pharmaceutical drug and the compliance issues that are there, but also using your finances wisely in order to market in a cost effective way, and getting that message out there. Like we're being really targeted in where we're marketing, how we're marketing, and making sure that we're putting, frankly, profitable marketing forward because we want to continue to grow the business responsibly.
Where would you say those dollars are best spent?
They are best spent in a blend of channels, and it depends on the time of year. So, for example, like Facebook is probably not the best place for Q4 for a non-seasonal product, for example. Right now, we're seeing a lot of success in building out our brand awareness with top of funnel with our TV commercials because it really does help things like our Amazon sales and our website sales around that. The other thing that's doing quite well is we've had some great like viral videos on social media that have helped really make those dollars go further. We're coming up on trade show season, so that's really when we kind of re-engage with a lot of our retail partners in the trade show space, and those really begin in June, and making sure that our products are available not only online, but also in retail stores. For example, there's overlap there. The number one question we get on Facebook is where can I find you in stores? Even though you can buy us on Facebook right then and there, it just brings credibility to the brand. And also, customers want to know that we aren't just, an in and out brand. They want to see us in places where they're purchasing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, how are you expanding your retail presence through your store locator program?
Sure. So every year we're always kind of bidding to be in new category reviews and really leveraging our current distribution for additional products. For example, we started in Walmart last year with one product. We've got three more products launching with Walmart in June. And we're coming up on our Walgreens category review to make sure that that product placement is really strong. We've just launched HEB in Texas, Northwest Grocers on the West Coast. We've got Save Mart that's launching soon. So every single year we launch about 1,000 to kind of 3,000 new kind of points of distribution. And it's a slow growth, but over time it's been building in a really positive momentum for us that's fueled and partnered well with our online channels.
And what's your strategy for growing your subscription program?
Yeah, so subscriptions are great. We offer our best pricing through our subscription program. We don't really discount the products very often. So certainly the customers that are loyal to us love our subscription program, and we promote it online through email marketing. We're looking at a great referral program right now, which we will probably activate, and loyalty points as well. So really growing the subscription is great, but it also comes naturally because of the price points that we offer through the subscription.
Yeah, that's great. Could you tell us a little bit more about your affiliate rewards programs and how they're driving growth?
Yeah, so we offer rewards for customers in when they sign up for us through email, when they refer us, when they put like something on social media. We track it in a whole partnership with a rewards app that we use on the back end, so we can see all the rewards. And from an affiliate perspective, we are in the process of really partnering with some great, TikTok partners as well as Instagram partners. A lot of those are in the workout space and the running space for really that weekend warrior muscle product line. And it does come naturally. Like they reach out to us through email or through kind of the social media channels looking for a partnership. I think this product's really unique because it overlaps with so many different age groups, but yet has really niche use cases for them. And the combination of both that makes for great online partnerships.
Yeah, yeah. And how are you leveraging customer testimonials in your marketing?
Yeah, so we just did a big filming of 10 unique customers actually in the past 6 weeks. And we use a lot of that footage, obviously with their permission, to revamp our TV commercials, just showcasing all the different types of customers that are using our product. All the videos are in the process of being put up on all of our websites, but also Amazon pages, and really making sure that when a customer sees our product, no matter if it's online or on outside media, they see someone like themselves using it, whether or not that's a runner or an older person. But we certainly have those customers that are using the product. That's like a broad range of people. We just have to make sure those individual testimonials are all put together in a way that is most effective.
That's great. What's your vision for expanding your product line, like the new bath bombs?
Yeah, so we've talked about the whole concept of the brand is really innovative, concentrated, and that's really the two key words that we've leaned into. So the innovative portion of the bath bombs is really about making it a not scented, but this is your serious bath bomb product. A lot of bath bombs out there have glitter or pink or are quite fun, which is great. But there's also the use case for Epsom salt bath bombs that is really serious and the recovery component of it. And that's what we are leaning into. We've learned a lot from our newly launched foot care products, and we have a great partnership with GMA and well as some morning channels where stay tuned for later this summer, maybe kind of September-ish, but we are launching another product with them. It'll be not quite a foot product, but maybe something similar-esque to that coming in the near future.
Well, that sounds exciting. Can't wait. How are you building relationships with athletes and healthcare professionals?
It's always challenging. In many cases, they reach out to us or we see them at trade shows or they write in asking for a case of product for their local sports team or their practice, or they heard about us from one of their customers and they want to open a wholesale account. So it's about engagement, and it's driven both by us, but also through them. We've now created like a professional email segment where, you have our direct to consumer general emails, but we also have business profile emails, just like what's the brand doing, where are we launching, making sure that everyone knows that the products that are in their store practice or they're looking to partner around are efficacious, they work, they're serious, they're not snake oil, if you will. That's communication is really key. But yeah, word of mouth has honestly been great. And we try our best to make sure that it remains a strong channel for us and how we interact with everyone on the professional as well as customer side.
What's your approach to wholesale partnerships?
Yeah, so wholesale's fun and kind of my favorite in many cases, but it's simple too. It's really about getting organized, having a big spreadsheet with the stores you're targeting, the buyers for their stores, when that category review is, making sure that you have all your paperwork in. Do you have the right broker on the account for those stores? And I would love to tell you that there's some fancy art to it, but it's actually not. It's just good old organization and kind of pounding the pavement and making sure you're staying in communication with those buyers. Luckily, now we're big enough where we know most of the buyers or we have general kind of relationships or targets. So, definitely having been in the game now for 5 years, we kind of know the general what time the category reviews are for our certain retailers that we're in or looking to target. And we always need to make sure we're doing the best with partnering with our stores, whether or not that's promotions or education or shelf placement, pricing, those types of challenges.
What trends are you seeing in natural pain relief and wellness?
The first trend that we're seeing is definitely the magnesium trend that is kind of ever growing and I think is beneficial. It's certainly opened up a younger generation of customers than the general history of Epsom salt. And we're a great fit for that trend with Epsom salt really being magnesium. The other trend that we're seeing is certainly the convenience trend. People are busy these days and the ability to reach for something quick um, is a trend that I don't see going away anytime soon. And the other trend we're seeing is really aging trends. So a lot of people don't have a bathtub, can't get into a bathtub. And that's not, I mean, despite my age, that's a lot of our customers. We definitely are an older customer segment for that use case. But people are truly thrilled and that they wanted to take an Epsom salt bath and they couldn't, and now they are able to get all those benefits in our product line, and we're thrilled for that.
Yeah, that's great. So, what's your vision for Epsomit's impact on people's wellness routines?
I would love this product line to be in every bathroom in America, like a lot of our competitors currently are. Certainly think Epsom salt is in no shortage of bathrooms in the world, let alone the US. So wherever you're seeing kind of general Epsom salts, that's where we want to fit as well as other kind of topical products. But at this point in time, we're focused on making sure that we're offering a innovative product line to the customers where they're shopping. And I think that we know as customers buy our product, they're certainly coming back in droves to buy more.
Yeah, well, would love to see that. So if we had this conversation in 12 months, besides that, what would make you feel it's been a successful year?
We're always focused on responsibly maintaining and growing our retail footprint. That's first and foremost. The other is continuing to find a marketing blend that works for us, both in supporting retail, but also in growing our direct-to-consumer business. Those two goals are my goal. We're pretty focused on balancing those responsibly. I spend about 30% of my time on the retail side and 30% of my time on the direct to consumer business side, and the rest of my time on new product development and the not so fun stuff like supply chain and accounting. We can't lose sight of our retail revenues as well as our direct to consumer revenues, and growing those is our goal. And the business has doubled or tripled sales every single year that I've owned it since 2019, and we're touch wood on track to do that again. So I think our systems and our processes are working. And I'm thrilled about that. And that's what my goal is, to grow a responsible business. That helps too.
Yeah, of course. Fantastic. I love it. Well, thank you so much. That's it for today's episode of A Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. Huge thank you, Heather Nantes, for sharing her insights and the amazing work Epsomit is doing to help people live healthier, happier lives. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit. And if you're a brand or a business making an impact in health and wellness or personal care, we'd love to help you grow. Connect with me at luxhammer.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making a difference.